Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, here in my Bangkok condo. Last day or last weekend, I guess, that I'll be here. You can see everything's empty. The shelves are empty. Pretty much everything's packed except for just a handful of clothes and my toiletries. Everything else is pretty much packed, and some stuff in the fridge that I'll get rid of um, in the next couple of days. I'll eat. so. Um, let me know if I'm coming in okay. Hey, Gio, thanks for coming on board this morning. Um, you know, video and audio, make sure everything's good. And we'll just wait a little bit to get things started. I'm not in a good mood because my Huskers lost to USC. We had the lead all the way until the fourth quarter. Then we blew it like we normally do. Um, Man, that's so frustrating. We're 0-29 now against top 25 ranked teams for the last 29 games. We're over. And the only reason we're not worse, because in 2016, we beat Oregon, who was ranked at the time. But the only reason we beat them because the dumbass coach for Oregon kept going for two every time they'd score a touchdown, and they never got it. So they kept falling behind, and that's the only reason I think we won by 2 points. And if the guy had kicked extra points each time, they would have won by 3 or something like that. So, so 0-29 against top 25 teams. Oh, it's frustrating. It was a blackout. It was a neat atmosphere. I mean, the crowd was in it the entire time. Everything was good. It was a blackout. Everything was black. It was a fantastic crowd, fantastic scene. We were doing well. We were up 14-6 at the half and 14-6 deep into the second half. And then Dylan Raiola, our number one quarterback, got hurt. So he was out. So we had to put a true freshman in, TJ Lateef. And then our starting left tackle got hurt, like the very next play after our quarterback got hurt. So those two were out the rest of the game into the third quarter and then all of the fourth. And our offense just couldn't do anything. And then our defense just kind of crumbled like they usually do. You're just loading up a taxi to move everything to the new place. Yeah, I'm just going to get a grab, probably an SUV grab. And I've got two big suitcases, a smaller one, and then you can't see it, but my golf bag, my golf clubs are in a friend's trunk of his car, but I got my my golf cover that I packed when I ship it. I've got that. So I've got that packed with everything else. So I'll pretty much have two big luggage, one small, this big golf thing, and then a couple of smaller bags of stuff, and then my backpack. That'll be it. So I'll just load all that into a SUV and then take it. So I leave Tuesday mornings when I check out here at 9:30, check in at my new place at 10:30. So yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about that to get things started there. So let's see. We got a few people on board here. I thought today we would either just talk to chat and see what's on your guys' mind. I wanted to talk a little bit about the issue with tourism. Now, it was busy this weekend. Of course, we're in the beginning of high season, or right at the kind of the beginning of high season, the beginning of winter here in Thailand or here in Bangkok. It's been kind of rainy, though. It rained all last night here where I'm at, a little bit this morning, but I see the sun's out now, so it looks like it's going to be a nice day. Cooler temps. So with the way tourism is going, it's down this year. So they're trying to do a couple of fixes. And I just read on Bangkok Post that the government has launched a new tourism stimulus program called Check In Fin Wow East X Northeast, East by Northeast, I guess, to boost tourism and revitalize local economies in 7 border provinces along the Thai-Cambodian border. So what I don't understand is I get it that they're trying to boost the economy on the border there because of the recent skirmishes and the issues they've had with Cambodia over the last several months. So I'm sure that those border towns or those border areas are hurting as far as tourism, but I don't see the big picture. I don't see how it's going to help the big picture going on in Thailand. And let me get rid of my tracking on my camera here so it doesn't keep bouncing up and down. Because tourism is down in the big tourist areas, and that's where they need to boost it. And so I think they're defeating the purpose. That's fine to do that, but here's what they're also doing. I just read the other day that now they're looking again into changing that free visa entry from 60 days back down to 30 days. So that's going to be an issue, I think, if they do that. Now, they say their reasoning is they want to crack down on people here illegally and overstaying their visas and being here on the wrong visa. I get all that, but what percentage of the people that come here are those people? And they also say that, on average, tourists only stay here for 21 days. Okay, that's the average. So what about the ones that stayed longer than 30 days? There's got to be a percentage there. If the average is 21, there's got to be a percentage of those people that come to visit Thailand that stay more than 30 days. You're going to eliminate those people, right? That's kind of what their thinking is. So I don't really get all that. So I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't affect me anymore because I'm on an education visa, so I don't have to worry about doing border runs. And then once my education is over, I'll switch that into a retirement visa. So those things don't really bother me. But I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? What's your feelings on all of that? Let's see. How long will you wait to eat a leftover enchilada from O'Shea's? It was a quesadilla, by the way, and I don't know if that was what got me sick or not because it was only the next day, and I had one slice or one little piece that night, and then I had 3 the next day for lunch. It was actually right after my live stream last weekend. So I don't know if that was what got me sick or not. I don't think it was. It must have been. I mean, it could have been anything, but who knows? I mean, I don't think it was. Looking back, I don't think it was food poisoning. It looks more like stomach flu, but what's the difference? It's all from bacteria, and it could be from something contaminated like food or something else. So who knows? Everyone is watching the World Series tied in the 9th inning, Game 7. Wow, nice. Let's see, Toronto was up 3-1 last I saw. And it's still going on, huh? Well, hopefully everybody will tune in here after the World Series is over. But let's see. So what does chat think about all this? About the the whole tourist thing, the maybe dropping down to 30 days from a 60-day free visa entry. Is that going to are you going to make adjustments? Because there's so many other countries in Southeast Asia you can get a better deal. I mean, better situation. Now you can go to obviously you can go to the Philippines and just keep extending, but it's a little more expensive. You can do 90 days visa free, or 90-day visa, tourist visa going into Vietnam, $25. I think Cambodia is probably cheaper. It's probably a pretty decent deal there. I think Malaysia has a good deal. I'm not really sure. Somebody can, I'm sure Gio, if you're still on, you can probably uh, give information on the Malaysia thing. I'm not really sure how that works. I haven't looked into it, but I don't know. We'll see. It just seems to me if they want to promote um, tourism and help their lower numbers, they would start thinking about these things and doing things that will actually help tourism instead of hurt it. And it seems like they're doing things that are opposite of what's going on. But let's see. So this is my last day here in my Samut Prakan condo. It's been good. It's been fun and super cheap. I only paid 12,500 baht a month, so that's about $370, something like that, right around there. 370 a month. I got free Wi-Fi and it's good speed. It's like 300 something. It's supposed to have been 500, but every time I checked it, it was never above 350. So it's about 350 download. So yeah, that's been good. I mean, it's free. And then my utilities have never been more than about $38, $40 a month. So that's been good too. So the administration, the juristic office this week got my bank information back in the US. So when they did a checkup yesterday, they came in yesterday afternoon and checked and made sure that all the items that were on the list were still there, and everything was there except for the laundry bag. There was a laundry bag, and I looked everywhere and I couldn't find a laundry bag. So that's going to cost me 85 baht to replace. So what is that? 250. So I said, oh well, whatever. Um, but other than that, everything's fine. And then Tuesday morning at 9:30, they'll come in, check me out, and then I have a I have a 25,000 baht deposit that they'll put back into my bank account once they deduct the current up to date electric charges or utility charges. So electric and water, which shouldn't be too much, shouldn't be more than 20, 25 bucks maybe. So, and then cleaning, I think they charge 900 baht for cleaning. So deduct that, they'll give me back my 25,000 or minus that deposit back. That'll be great. I'll go to my new place. I got to pay one more month deposit and then my month's rent. That's 50,000 baht. So that's it's not exactly a wash, but I'll be in a better location, more convenient to a lot of things, um, bigger condo, nicer condo as far as the condo itself. The amenities are actually probably nicer than these, although these amenities are really nice. The pool's really super nice. The gym was really nice. But I think I've got a little better situation where I'm going to. So, yeah, I'm excited to get that move going. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Hey, good morning. Are you still in Ireland? Kiki and Jasmine on board. Thanks, and Owen. Thanks for being a member, by the way. Appreciate that. Phil says, "Good morning, JJ. Yes, most countries." Citizens can stay in Malaysia or Vietnam for 90 days, no problem. Yeah, I knew the Vietnam because I've been there several times, but I wasn't sure about the Malaysia thing. 90-day free visa free in Malaysia too. Yeah. So I don't understand what the I don't understand the mindset of immigration or the government in Thailand as far as trying to cut those things back. I mean, I get it. They're trying to eliminate the bad element. I get that, which is great. But you're hurting the people that are here for other reasons, because really a lot of people I know, they like to do those bike trips up and down the country, and you can't do that in less than 30 days. You're basically stuck in one or two different places. If you want to travel all the way up to the north end of Thailand and all the way down to the south end of Thailand and and do it and stop at different locations and enjoy a real true vacation, you can't do that in 30 days. It's got to take you at 60 at least. So I think they're really hurting themselves when it comes to that. Um, but what do I know, right? I mean, they've been number one um, forever in tourism in Southeast Asia. Now they're not. They're like third now. They've dropped behind, I think, Vietnam and Malaysia, or Malaysia and Vietnam. I don't know which one's one or two. Um, so that's what's hurting them. I also read the other day that their GDP is expected to be like fifth out of all the ASEAN countries, which is unheard of for Thailand. They've got countries like even the Philippines GDP is expected to be better than Thailand's in the coming year. So that's an interesting thing. So let's see what else. I'll be here for another few weeks in Ireland. What's the weather like there in Ireland? Is it cold, chilly? Do you get a lot of snow in Ireland? Be interesting to know that. And when's the best time to go to Ireland? What day of the year? What one day of the year does the sun shine in Ireland? Is Ireland weather worse or better or the same as British weather, weather in the UK, weather in London or England? Be interesting to know that. Because every time I talk to a friend of mine from the UK, he says how miserable the weather is there. He says you leave sunny beaches here in Southeast Asia, and you fly in, you look outside your airplane as you're landing, and it's just cloudy and miserable in the UK, in London. So I don't know if it's like that in Ireland or not. Nonstop rain since you arrived. Ooh, and you've been there a week now, right? Just over a week. You got there. Did you get there last Sunday or last Saturday? So yeah, that's nasty. But it's been rainy here too, but not nonstop. I mean, the rain here is like it'll rain, it'll pour for like 2 hours, and then it'll be okay. It is easy enough to extend the 30 days, but I catch your point. As when it went to 60, we stayed longer without issue, but when it was 30, we crossed into Malaysia. Exactly. And yeah, you can extend. You come in for 30 days and extend for 30. At least right now, that's what they're saying you'll be able to do if they do this. They talk about this like every 2 months. They talk about dropping it from 60 to 30. But if you're on a bike trip going across country, where are you gonna extend? I mean, sometimes you don't have those options to duck into an immigration place to extend that 30 days. So I think that really makes it detrimental to somebody that wants to stay longer. But yeah, Malaysia seems like it'd be a good choice. Let me ask you guys this on chat: if it went to 30 days with a 30-day extension, would you change your mind about doing a trip to Thailand? Would you consider going somewhere else instead, like Malaysia or Vietnam or even the Philippines? Or would you still do the 30 days and either extend or leave after that 30-day period? Let me ask you that. Our weather is affected by the Gulf weather. It's actually quite chilly here now. Oh, okay. Yeah. They've got that or I don't know if it's still threatening the US, but they got that hurricane that was coming through. And then there's a typhoon going through the Philippines. I'm not sure when it's supposed to hit. But I noticed that yesterday looked like Cebu was right in the dead center of the track of that big typhoon. And that track extended all the way north up to Manila and all the way south down to Dumaguete and Negros. And so everything in between looks like it's in the direct path of a typhoon, which, in the Philippines, man, that's the ring of fire. You got earthquakes, you got volcanoes, you got, massive rain, mudslides, flooding, and then now you got a typhoon on the way. So don't try to make sense out of the constant rule changes with visas. This is a deterrent for some travelers as there's no consistency. You just have to embrace the process if you plan to visit. Yeah. Yeah, or don't visit, if 30 days and the hassle of waiting in line for 3 hours to extend your visa another 30 days isn't your cup of tea, then, maybe pick another spot, which that's to me, that would be a lot of people might do that, and it's gonna hurt the tourism numbers overall. Summer's the best time to visit Ireland, but bring an umbrella. Uh, the bikers just the bikers can just get an actual visa prior to arrival rather than an entry visa exempt. I doubt they are planning a bike tour on a whim. Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess you'd still be able to do the 60-day visa if you apply from your home country online. As far as I know, they're not talking about changing that any. But like I said, they talk about it and then it never comes to fruition. So, and then it kind of subsides. Nobody talks about it for another couple months. And then all of a sudden they want to talk about it again. So the Philippines is almost the last in tourism. And in fact, by 2026, Cambodia will take over the Philippines in tourism. Wow, that's crazy. But a lot of those expats are moving from the Philippines to Cambodia. Happy Sunday to you and everyone in Kalinga, Luzon. How's the weather up there in Kalinga? That's in northern Luzon, correct? Am I right on that, Al? Um, I could be wrong, but let me know. Are you going to be affected at all by the typhoon? Be interesting to know. I think Kalinga is up north, but I could be way off base on that. It could be down by Cavite. Oh, here we go. Scambodia is taking a hit at the moment. Hit of what? What kind of hit are they taking? Um, are they getting blasted by the weather? Is that what you're saying? Let me check radar here real quick. Hang on, guys. I would love to visit Cambodia someday. It was never on my radar until a few months back, and then I was going to go visit that earlier this year, this spring, and then it got all those issues with the skirmishes with Thailand and the military issues, and then they shut down the land borders all along there. So I thought, probably not a great time to go. So I think I'll wait. So maybe next year sometime I'll go take a trip over there. You can still apply for a 90-day visa from your own country. In fact, that's the recommended way for someone who wants to get a retirement visa. Oh, it's 90 days. I thought it was 60. Okay, that's great. Well, but if you're not in your home country, like say if I was still in the Philippines, I couldn't do that from the Philippines, right? YouTube didn't show notification of this live stream. They didn't. Those bastards. Let's see. Drop in tourism. Oh, is that you're talking about the Cambodia? Okay. Drop in tourism. Okay. Phil 7573, right? Okay. Yeah, 90 days. Okay, cool. Yeah, but you can't do it unless you're in your home country, from what I understand. Again, I may be way off because I've never tried it and never, because when I came to the Philippines back, almost 4 years ago now for work, I looked at 3 different locations to set up my business, so to speak, my office. One of them was Metro Manila, which is where I eventually went, BGC. The other one was here in Bangkok, and the third one was Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And the reason I picked Manila and Kuala Lumpur is because of the language, the English language. I picked Bangkok because of the cost of living, but I ended up not picking. I eliminated Bangkok because I wasn't sure about the language, about the English proficiency here. And I needed a team that could speak English well because they had to talk to a lot of prospective students to attend the university, and everything is in English. So everything had to be done in English. I was familiar enough with the Philippines, having traveled there many, many years, many, many times. So I ended up going to the Philippines, but I never really thought about doing a 90-day tourist visa to Thailand because I'd already decided before I even looked into visas, I already decided that the Philippines was going to be my destination. So I went there and worked everything out once I got there. Once I was there, then when I decided to travel to Thailand over the last 3 years, I just went on that 60-day visa free entry. And then when I moved here, I did the same. And then I just recently changed it to an education visa. So I never really had the issue or ever even a thought about doing the online visa. But from what I understand, you can't do it unless you're in your home country. Do the 90-day, I guess it's 90-day. So all right. Let's see. So, guys, so I missed class all this past week because I wasn't feeling well, but I'm on the mend right now. The only thing I have left is a little sore throat. So I'm about 85% on the cure. It's not really a sore throat. It's just kind of I got like a bug in my throat. So I have to kind of phlegmy, I guess, if we're going to be gross about things. But other than that, I'm feeling good. I'm well rested finally. Thankfully, the Nebraska game didn't start until 6:30 this morning, so it wasn't like I was up like last week. It was a 2:30 game, so I was up from. I tried to get some sleep. I got about 2.5 hours sleep the night before, that Saturday night, Sunday morning, and so I was super tired, and that was probably part of the reason why I got sick, just because I wore myself down from lack of sleep. So, is there a list of options for visas in all the different Southeast Asia areas to make it easy? I suppose you could do an AI or a Google search, Chat GPT search. I suppose you could do that. I don't know if there's a central location anywhere. That'd be nice if somebody knew all that. Hey, Tom, glad you're feeling better. Helpful video you made about being sick. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just kind of did it on the fly. I thought, no, you know what? I'm sick. I might as well do a video about it. And then I got a lot of trolls. Sick Grandpa did a video, and then I got all these comments like Sick Grandpa sent me, Sick Grandpa sent me. And so I looked at the video and I watched the video, and it was typical, he's slamming me, he's trolling me, which is fine, whatever. And then I told Gio, it's like, hey, Sick Grandpa just trolled me. And he went to look for the video and he couldn't find it. So I went back there and he took it down. So it was only up for like maybe a half hour, an hour, or something like that. And then he took it down. So I don't know why he did that. So maybe my bull army got on him and started trolling him. So that would have been cool if that was the case. But yeah, I thought it was funny though. He's a member of my channel though. He was on a few weeks ago, and Kiki and Jasmine did they gifted 5 memberships, and one of them was him. So when I got off the live that day, I looked to see who the new members were, and he was one of them. I don't know if there's a way to revoke memberships or not, but yeah, there will be 2 more weeks and he'll drop off, and I'm sure he won't renew. I doubt that he has 99 cents available to to keep the membership going. Let's see. Since you were sick and missed school, is that going to affect your education visa? No. because we only had 2 days of school last week. We did not have school on Tuesday because our teacher, Crew Wine, he had a presentation to do in immigration, so we didn't have class that day. And then Wednesday I was sick, and then Thursday I was sick, and then we didn't have school on Friday. We had a Halloween celebration for all the classes. So instead of having class, we just had the celebration, and unfortunately, I didn't go because I still wasn't feeling up to it. But no, it won't affect me because it's only 2 days. Now, it will affect me in trying to catch up on the lessons because I missed 2 days of lessons. I missed one day when I went to immigration that day to get my stamp. I missed that day, and I felt like I missed a lot the next day, that Wednesday when I came in. There was a lot of stuff I had to catch up to. So missing 2 days, it's going to be difficult. So, but yeah, it won't affect my visa at all. I enjoy hearing about everything, more realistic representation of what it is like in a place overseas. I seem to catch all the bugs when on the road myself. I'm generally a healthy dude, I generally don't get real sick. The only time I ever really get sick, my allergies, obviously. And if my allergies um, kick in too much, then I get infected. I get a sinus infection that could lead to bronchitis. That's been going on my entire life since I was a little kid. Um, but other than that, I got bronchitis once since I've been here, 4 years, and that was last December when I was in Da Nang, Vietnam. Cold, rainy, windy, and I was out in the elements, and I got sick. Other than that, when I was in the Philippines, I get the stomach bug every once in a while, especially the first 90 days I was there. I always tell people you're going to have that 90-day crud when you go to the Philippines. When you first go to the Philippines, be prepared for that. But other than that, once in a while I'll get a little nastiness because I eat too much spicy food, that sort of thing. And then I'll just hold back on the Thai food for a while. But other than that, things really don't bother me that much. I'm always plugged up on this side because I got a deviated septum, so I don't have a lot of nasal passage there. And so I'm usually plugged up. So once in a while, I'll sound a little nasally, but other than that, I'm fine. Haha. I actually got a notification for the video, but I was occupied with something else. Then I was gone. What would it cost you to hire a tutor to help with Thai language lessons? I don't know. That's a good question. I suppose you could. I mean, it was funny because I met a friend at the where was it? Sportsman bar on Soy 13 yesterday. Met him for a beer. Was it yesterday? No, it was Friday. Friday. Met him for a beer Friday afternoon, and we sat there and I'm sorry, it wasn't this Friday. It was last Friday. Met him there, had a beer, talked to the waitress, and I'd just gotten out of class. So I had my backpack with my books, and we started talking about school. I tried to talk to her in Thai. Of course, I was butchering it, but she was very, very nice about it and very respectful about it. So we're talking and she's trying to help me with Thai. So that was kind of neat. And you'd be surprised how helpful staff is when you go to restaurants or bars or whatever. And if you tell them you're trying to learn Thai, they light up. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll help you," And so they try to help you with your pronunciation, with your tones, and just learning words and things like that. So maybe I could talk to one of them. It'd be kind of cool to get a cute bar waitress to help me with my Thai and on her day off, just pay her a few hundred baht to help me with a lesson every once in a while. That might be kind of fun. Why do you get sick in the Philippines in the first 90 days? I think it's just you're not used to the different bacteria there. It's just a different I think it's probably would be like that anywhere. But for some reason, it seems to be more prevalent in the Philippines. Um, I don't know why. It just is. But you ask anybody, pretty much anybody, except for the Superman that that says, "Oh, I never get sick," it's like whatever, dude. But I would say the majority of people that go to the Philippines long term, they probably get sick at least once in that first 90 days. Great insight. Thanks. Appreciate it. HBO diver. Okay. HBO diver. What does the HBO stand for? Home box office. I take probiotics every day, but when I travel to a new country, I double up on them and try to eat a yogurt daily too. Yeah, I do probiotics every day too. Um, Prayers for London. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're a mess from what I understand. Let's see. Totally understand the sinus situation. The same issue has the same issue as you, and had surgery to open up the sinus passage and deal with the symptom years ago. Sprays or spicy food, good solution too. Yeah, that spicy food will really clear up your sinuses, won't it? I had the operation too, but it didn't hold. It's still, I don't know if you can see, I still got it. I still got the deviated septum. Yeah, I paid thousands of dollars in the U.S. to get that sinus operation, which was it messed me up because so what they did was they scraped the inside of my nostrils to kind of open up the cavities. I don't know what their logic was to that, but what it did is now my blood vessels are too close to the surface. So if I blow my nose too hard or if I sneeze too hard, I pop one of those blood vessels and I get nosebleeds all the time. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. The other thing it did was it ruined my taste buds, or not my taste buds, my sense of smell. So ever since that surgery, I've lost my sense of smell, other than once in a while. So like I can't smell anything right now. So if I got hot coffee, I can't smell that at all. I can't smell my deodorant. I can't smell food. The taste is fine. I can taste everything, but I just can't smell everything or anything. But once in a while, maybe like every couple months for about 3 days, I'll get it back and it'll be like, I can smell my deodorant. I smell pretty good, or I'll walk outside and I can smell the street food and it's like, oh, this is awesome. Um, and then it fades away and then I got to go another month or two without smelling anything. So it's really weird. But yeah, that's just, I keep turning every time I put my hand up, my little robot um, webcam goes to tracking and goes it sets my head right in the center, so I got too much dead space up above. So I don't like it that way. I like to be like there. Anyway, so now you got the whole background on why I can't smell anything. Hey, Marty, good morning. After all my classes at Duke were finished, I hired a private tutor for 10 weeks. The advantage is being able to personally customize the curriculum. I don't remember the cost, it's affordable. Classes at Duke University? What are we talking about here, Marty? Are we talking about Thai language? Are we talking about I don't know what you're for sure you're talking about. You can hire a personal Thai tutor for US 26 bucks per hour on an online tutor platform. I know. I'm not sure I can mention its name here. Okay. 26 bucks an hour. That seems a little pricey. I think I could probably do better. There's nothing better than getting tutored by a hot Thai girl. Exactly. Wait a minute. Phil, when you say tutored, is that code for something? You talking about a different kind of tutored? Are you into kefir and kombucha? No, kombucha. I don't know what those are. I got food poisoning a few years ago in Bangkok from rice. Oh, wow. Rice. How do you know it was the rice that did you in? Got lucky on my sinus surgery, I guess. I should have mentioned I had to get it done twice. Medical stuff so hit and miss. Yeah, so what they did, they have these little plastic, about the size of your small finger, little plastic strips that she puts up your nostril and puts against your septum or whatever, and it's supposed to keep it in place. It's almost like a splint. And she says, "You can't blow your nose for this many weeks." And it's like, oh crap. And so it's really hard to, you forget it's there because it's not really obstructive or anything, or doesn't feel like it's in there. So sometimes you forget it's there, and when you need to blow your nose, you blow your nose. So you're always reaching to blow your nose, and then you realize, oh shit, I can't blow my nose. I got those things up there. So Duke Language School. Oh, okay. In Bangkok. Okay. I didn't know there was a Duke Language School. That's one I didn't look for. So you took so you took language. Okay. So do you, because I thought you told me you didn't speak Thai, or you didn't speak Thai very well. Um, so do you speak Thai? How long did you go? Um, how far did you get in your class? I'm a slow learner and need lots of lessons. Yeah, there you go. Lots of private lessons. Bacteria in rice. Ugh, yuck. Yeah. I suppose there'd be bacteria in anything. So yeah. Not anything to play around with. The worst food poisoning I ever got in my entire life was when I was in the US, and I was, let's see, I think we were living in Kansas, in Manhattan, Kansas at the time. I was married, and I had a job offer in Maryland, and right outside of Virginia, right outside of Falls Church, Virginia, and right outside of the DC area. I think they call it DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Anyway, so we drove there, my wife, myself, and my son, who was probably 4 or 5 at the time, maybe. No, couldn't have been. Maybe I was living I might have been in Indiana at the time. Might have been in 2001, right before I got my job in Lafayette, Indiana. Anyway, so we drove to Maryland, right? And I had an interview, and then we stayed the night. We were staying 2 nights, so I can drive around. We can drive around the area, visit some of the sites and that sort of thing. The first night we ate at a Mexican restaurant, right? And we all ate there, and we had Mexican food. And then the next morning, we ate at a pancake house, and then we got sick. I didn't eat at the pancake house because I wasn't feeling well, and then we all got sick. So I knew it was the Mexican restaurant. My son to this day claims it was the pancake place. But I know because I didn't eat at the pancake place. So I know he was only 3 or 4 at the time. So, but anyway, we all got food poisoning. It got so bad. We're laying in bed. My son got sick and he rolled over and threw up on the floor. Well, unfortunately, he threw up in my shoe, but it got so bad we had to change rooms because we smelled up that room so bad. I felt so bad for the maids that had to clean it up. But we had to change rooms the next day because it was so bad. That was the worst it's ever been in my entire life. I thought I was going to die. We had to stay an extra day because I couldn't drive. It was so bad. Let's see where we at here. We're getting pretty gross on these stories here. Sorry guys, if you're having dinner or breakfast. That's why I always insist the rice is steamed. Yeah, I got you. Duke is 60 hours per month. 60 hours per month. I went 6 months. Speaking and reading and writing. I should be able to speak better. So how many days a week did you go? How many hours a day were your classes? Slow learner too. Yeah. Does anyone have Netflix stock? They are doing a 10-to-1 stock split later this month. Holy crap. Yeah. Time to buy then, right? I don't have Netflix stock. I only have 4 stocks and I should have kept it at 3. But and right now they're kind of up and down. So I get 2 of them that are on the rise and then 2 of them that are dropped. So I'm just kind of breaking even all the time. Let's see. What else is going on, guys? We talked about gross food poisoning. And we talked about what else? Oh, we talked about the weather. Weather's nice here today, but sounds like some nasty stuff's hitting the Philippines. Let's see. Let's bring up. They call it a tropical cyclone. I don't know where it's at right now. See if I can see. Here's a map. Looks like it is. I don't know if I can show this to you guys or not. All right. So it looks like today's the 2nd, correct? Right? Today's the 2nd. Yeah, Sunday the 2nd. Okay, there's the map. I don't know if you can see that. So it looks like it's going to hit the Philippines on the 4th. So um, so 8 a.m. is going to hit the Philippines, and then it'll get through the rest of the Philippines, and it looks like it's going to go south of Manila or south of Luzon. So it looks like Luzon's no longer in the path anymore. And then by the 7th, which is Friday, it will hit Vietnam. So I got a couple of friends. I got a friend that's in Vietnam right now, and another one that's thinking about going there today. I think this weekend, or maybe first part of the next week, going to Da Nang. And it looks like that hurricane or that typhoon's going to hit directly in that Da Nang area. So he may want to rethink, or maybe get out of there before Friday, before it hits, because you're in the heavy part of rainy season in Da Nang, Vietnam. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be there. Let's see, 3 hours per day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks for each module. Wow, so mine's 4 days a week, 2 hours per day. So let's see. Speculation is Palantir are next to do a stock split. Okay. Was there national mourning for the Queen Mother? Yes, they're still in national mourning for 60 days. So everything's toned down. So this coming Wednesday is Loy Krathong celebration. So it's going to be a little more subdued than normal, but they'll still have it. But they encourage everybody to wear black. And if you don't wear black, wear a black ribbon in honor of the Queen Mother. So, but that'll go on for the next 60 days, and then, yeah. So, yeah, they had a big funeral procession for her, and the streets were lined with ties. They all were wearing all black. It's kind of a neat thing to honor the Queen Mother. Good morning from Dublin, Ireland. Top of the morning. We got 2 people from Ireland today. Rick and Kiki and Jasmine, both watching from Ireland. If less than 3. What am I missing here? If less than 3. What am I missing, Peter? If less than 3, what? I'm missing something. What did I miss? Hello from Oregon. Okay. Go. Are you a duck or a beaver, Casey? Pun intended. Good morning, pun intended. What stocks are you in? I am in QBTS. I'm also in, hang on, tell you which ones I'm in. Don't want to mess you guys up. Now, I am by no way a professional or an expert at stocks. I'm in NVIDIA. I'm in QBTS. I'm in CDE, which is the mining, core mining. And I'm also in Rigetti, which is RGTI, Rigetti Computing. Those are the 4 I'm in, and I'm just riding them right now. So I thought about getting into some crypto, but I'm still not sold on that. We have covered weather, stocks, visas, language schools, and illnesses already. Yeah, that's pretty good coverage there. And we're, let's see, almost an hour in. Philippines is endless pain. Yeah, exactly. I feel sorry for. I still have friends there, and I still have, you know, ex-girlfriend I'm very close to still, and I'm not worried about her because she's in the Manila area, but her family is in Negros, and so they may get hit by that typhoon. So I'm worried about her daughter and her mom. So yeah. If less than 3 months rental, do you think Airbnb is a better option? I don't think if you're talking Thailand, it's really hard to get a 3-month rental here. You can do it in Vietnam. I've done it in Da Nang, but in Thailand, I think it's really, really hard to get a 3-month rental. You're going to be paying premium if you can get it, but I don't know how many places actually even offer it, to be honest with you. Good morning, JJ. Hey, good morning, Thomas. It's been raining almost 2 weeks solid here in Da Nang. I'm leaving on Wednesday. Oh, you're going to leave ahead of the typhoon. Good for you. Where are you heading next? What's your destination, Thomas? Kefir and kombucha are both fermented beverages known for the probiotics, but they differ in their base ingredients. It's a great way to create an iron gut. Oh, nice. Is that the Thai drink that's equivalent to what's the Thai drink? I think Gio told me about it. I can't remember. There's a Thai drink that's equivalent to Gatorade that has the electrolytes, because I tried to go. So being here in my province, on the south end of Bangkok, I'm in Samut Prakan. So it's out of that bubble. So there's no big grocery stores. So I've got a Big C grocery store that's around the corner here, but it doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's a small Big C, so they don't have any Gatorade. I went to there's a Lotus's grocery store across the street, but it's very small. It's like a 7-Eleven. They didn't have any Gatorade. I found a 7-Eleven. There's 2 7-Elevens on that street. I found one that had Gatorade. They had 3 bottles left, so I bought them all so I can load up on the electrolytes this past week. But after that, I couldn't find any. So, being where I'm moving to, I'll be in a lot better location where I can find the things I need when I need them. So that'll be good. Hurricanes in Atlantic, typhoons in the Pacific. Right. Exactly. 11th in. Oh man, still, is it 3-3? Is that the score or what? You're a Husky. Okay. So welcome to the Big Ten. How's life going in the Big Ten for you? JG, you have a striking resemblance to my late uncle Seamus O'Brien from Killarney. Hey, you never know. I could be him. I got Irish in me. That's my line when I go to the bars in Thailand. It's like, hey, do you have any Irish in you? Would you like some? But I'm bumped. Hasn't worked yet, but you never know. Um, talk about women in bars, please. Oh, there we go. Right on cue. Love NVIDIA. And if you wanted to dabble in crypto, look at BMNR. It's an Ethereum treasury. Okay. I got a good buddy that's got a lot of Ethereum and he loves it. Natrong, hopefully the rain doesn't follow me. Yeah, I don't know, buddy. It might, but you'll be farther inland, I think, right? Natrong's inland. It's not on the, so hopefully it won't be as bad. Our daughter plays softball for UW. Fun stuff. Oh, nice. What position does she play? I used to coach softball back in the day when my stepdaughter was playing. She was our pitcher. Yeah, what position does she play? What else? Okay, we're all caught up. What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Thai women? So I'm going to do a video about dating a bar girl / freelancer on a first-hand basis experience. So just to give you a heads up, that's coming soon. Killarney is my hometown in Ireland. It's a small world, guys. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Outfield. Okay, cool. Hey JJ, what neighborhood are you moving to? Is it a furnished place? Yeah, it's furnished. It'll be in the Prom Pong Sukhumvit area. I'll be on Sukhumvit 24. So if you know Joe from Eager Expat, he's on 26. I'm on 24. I think I'm about almost directly across from him, just on the next Zoe over. But yeah, it's got a nice furnishing. It's got great, decorations on the walls. It's a fantastic place. I actually stayed there at an Airbnb, like my first or second time to Bangkok a few years back. So I know the area, I know the place, and I love it. The amenities are nice. Which reminds me, I got to go to a either True or AIS and set up my Wi-Fi because I'll have to pay for my own Wi-Fi this time around. Nha Trang is also a beach. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of, what am I thinking of? I can't think of it. That's farther south, though, right? Nha Trang generally has better weather than Da Nang. Okay. I'm in Killarney now at my parents' house. Oh, cool. How far is that from Dublin? That video sounds great. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Confessions of a bar girl freelancer. Joe is great. Actually, I'm going to see Joe Monday. And I on my last video, I mentioned this. I promoted his channel. He's doing a meetup. So I'll just hang out with him. So if you guys want to come on, if you're in the area, come out to, what's the name of the pub? Hold on a second. I got to look it up. It's the sister pub of O'Shea's and PJ O'Brien's. It's right there, just past O'Shea's on 33-1 on Prom Pong, Sukhumvit. So hang on a second. I'll tell you exactly where it's at. Just a moment, please. I got to look it up. Okay. Okay, so it is right on Sukhumvit 33-1. The Royal Oak is the name of the place. The Royal Oak. And it's this coming Monday at 6 p.m. So come out there and say hi to Joe. If you haven't met Joe yet, come say hi to Joe. He's a really good guy. And check out his channel if you haven't. It's Eager Expat. And then come out and say hi to me too. If you haven't met me yet, I'm more than happy to meet. Killarney has a beautiful national park, one of my favorite places in Ireland. Awesome. Nice. I got to get to Ireland. I got to get there. We'll be there in the summer. Cool. I wonder if any rental places in Prom allow pets, cats. Um, I don't know. I think there are, but not a lot. You have to look. Um, yeah, I would go through a realtor or an agent to find. They'll have that list of condos or places that allow pets, so you don't have to like go through an extended list to find one. So it's better to go through an agent for that. Are you thinking about Delot? Delot, yeah, you're exactly right. That's what I'm thinking about. Inland on the mountains. Yep, you're right. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. Are there any weird laws there that surprised you? Weird laws. Um, I don't know if they're weird, but they're just kind of something that you wouldn't think of in your home country necessarily. So they really worship the royal family. So you do not disrespect the royal family. So if you have say 100 baht note or 50 baht or any baht, if you got a bill and you drop it on the ground and you go to pick it up, don't put your foot on it because that's considered, I don't know if that's a law, it might be, that's considered really disrespectful to the royal family because they're the king's face is on every bill, and the head is considered the most important part of the body, and the feet are considered the least important in Buddhist religion. So if you put your foot on the face of the king, you're disrespecting the king big time. So don't do it. Either pick it up with your hand or let the damn thing blow away. But that would be, if I had to think of one off the top of my head, that would be kind of a weird or different thing that we wouldn't be used to in the West. We're sticking our feet out, stopping bills all the time. Killarney is about 3 hours from Dublin by train. Okay, cool. I want to go to Killarney. I want to go to Dublin. I want to go to Galway, and I want to get up north too, in Northern Ireland. But I don't know if I'll get to all those places in one trip or not. I heard 80% of Americans claim to have Irish ancestry. Yeah, probably. Especially on St. Patrick's Day. But so here's how far back my heritage goes. So my dad's German, my mom's Irish, right? My dad's dad, or my grandfather, he came over from Germany. And my dad was born in the U.S. So I'm a second generation German American on my dad's side. On my mom's side, it goes back a little farther. My sister's huge in geology, my middle sister. And she did a lot of research on our geology, not geology. Is it geology? Yeah. Not gynecology, I know that. But anyway, she did a lot of research on our ancestry, and she found that we weren't on the Mayflower, but we were like almost like the next ship over, like 1633, I think, was when our ancestors first came over to America from Ireland. I think it was 1633. So we go back quite a ways. So when I say I'm Irish, um, I am. I'm half Irish. So my parents or my ancestors always stayed Irish. So my mom was pretty much 100% Irish when she married my dad. That was basically the first break off the Irish uh, legacy. So anyway, yeah. So maybe we might have a little Scot in us, maybe a little Scot Irish. Killarney should be on your itinerary when you visit Ireland, a very scenic area. Yeah, awesome. Thailand does have a lot of norms. Mhm. Genealogy, yeah, I was right. Okay. Just remember that Ireland is very expensive. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save up a bunch. It won't be anytime soon. It'll be probably not 2026, but maybe 2027 after I get my retirement um, visa here. After my education's over, I'll do it then. I don't know. My sister's into genealogy. Maybe I should have been into gynecology. Maybe that would be. We could do a. I could do a barter. You know, you find a Thai girl and say, "Hey, you teach me Thai, and I'll be your gynecologist." Oh, well, let me see. Where are we at here? We're at. We're gonna go. Maybe another 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. I'm not going to go too long today. Um, I haven't eaten yet, and I'm meeting a friend for lunch today. Um, we're going to go to the mall down at Central World Mall. So we're going to take a trip down there. My buddy's got to pick up a laptop, so I'm going to hang out with him, maybe do a video, and yeah, so we'll do that. But we'll hang on. Yeah, OBGYN, exactly. That's what I'll do. Ryder Cup in 2027. That's in Ireland. That would be awesome. I would go. Oh man, that would be so awesome to go. Where is that? Um, is that in? God, that would be so awesome to go to that. Oh my God, I almost went a few years back when Nebraska played Northwestern. This would have been 2022, maybe. They played the first game of the season in Dublin, and my cousin, she wanted to go, and I was thinking about going, but I moved here. I moved to the Philippines, so I didn't get a chance. But yeah, that would be so awesome to go for the Ryder Cup. Oh man, Ryder Cup. I'm going to look it up. Where's the Ryder Cup 2027? Adair Manors. Let's see. Excitement. Let's see where it's at. Those tickets are so expensive, though. I'd just be happy to be at a pub outside. Oh, it's in Limerick. Oh, cool. At a Dare Manor in Limerick, Iowa, or Limerick, Ireland, Iowa. What am I talking about? Um, yeah, I'd just be thrilled just to be in that area. Tickets start at what? What is that? 500. Yeah, the tickets I'll bet are expensive. But man, what day is that? What? Oh, in September 13th through the 19th of 2027. Oh, that would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect because it's rainy season here. Oh man, that would be so awesome. I would like to go there, and I would like to go to the Open in Ireland or in the British Open. Well, they used to call it the British Open. Now it's just the Open. That would be cool. Shake Shack at Central World Mall on first floor has good burgers and fries. You'll feel like you're back in the U.S. Yeah, they have a Shake Shack in BGC that I went to. I like their burgers are good, but their chicken sandwiches are really really good too. Yeah, if you want to, so my last video, well, my new video. So was it last week or the week before I did the tier listing? So I got a new video posted. It's in my members section right now, but it'll post tomorrow to everybody. But I kind of did a condensed version, so you don't have to watch the 2.5 hour live stream to see my list of places, how I rank them by tier. I did that, and it'll post tomorrow morning, so you can check that out. But when I talk about BGC being a good place if you like Western amenities, um, it's because they've got all those Western franchises. They got the Shake Shacks, they got Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, um, Danny's, Olive Garden, Italiani's. They got all there. So that's one thing I like about BGC in Metro Manila. Jesse. You should do a video on the weird things happened to you or encountered in Thailand. My life's pretty boring, actually. So not a lot of weird things have happened to me. I would have to think about that to see what weird things have happened to me. I could probably come up. I'm sure I could come up with some not so PG rated versions, but I'll have to think about that one. But yeah, I'll put that under advisement. Adair Manor, Ryder Cup 2027, fabulous golf course. Nice. First NFL game in Ireland a month ago. Cool. First game or the first of the season? Because I thought they played there before. Never seen an F1 race. Seeing that in Monaco would be cool, I think. I think they're having one here in Bangkok. I think it's F1. Let me look that up. Oh, it's not for. Oh, yeah. F1 will be coming to Bangkok in 2028 with a 5-year deal running through 2032. Yeah. Can you? So here I am picturing F1 in Bangkok, but they're on tuk-tuks instead of Formula One cars. They're in tuk-tuks right through the traffic. Oh my gosh, that would be funny. Dodgers won it. Oh, wow, that's cool. I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I don't want nothing against Canadians, but got to have the World Series winners in America, man. There is a beautiful village full of traditional Irish cottages. Awesome. I wonder if there's some courses there. So, like, if I went there, say, like a week before the Ryder Cup started, are there some nice courses that are fairly inexpensive to play on? I would love to play somewhere around there and then just sit in a pub and watch the Ryder Cup. That would be kind of cool. I don't know who I would root for. Probably root for Rory just because he's Irish and he's from Northern Ireland too. I went to Bangkok for 6 weeks last year and BGC for just a week. I just like Bangkok so much more for some reason. Yeah, you know what? BGC, I lived there for almost 3 years and it is great. Don't get me wrong, but it is a bubble. And to get outside of there, it's just kind of a pain in the ass to get around. So it's so much better to Bangkok's so easy to get around. It's so much bigger. There's so much more to do. And you got more choices with food. Now, if you like the Western franchises, BGC is it. Here in Bangkok, they don't have a lot of those franchise type restaurants. They do have Western style food though. If you had 1,000 Thai baht and couldn't be in your condo from noon till midnight, how would you spend it? 1,000 Thai baht from noon until midnight? Well, let me see. I'd probably start with lunch somewhere, and I'd probably do the Western style lunch or the restaurant style lunch. So maybe spend 300 baht on that, and then I would probably maybe go to the temples, maybe hit Wat Prao or something like that. So one of the temples, do a little sightseeing in the afternoon. And then at night, go to the night market, have some Thai food at the night market. And that'll cost me maybe 100 baht. And so with that and the cost of transportation, taking the train or whatever, maybe another 100 baht. So I'd have 500 baht for the evening. I'd be full because I'd have my Thai street food. So I got 500 baht to spend. Maybe end up on a soy cowboy or a Nana or soy 11 maybe, and just hanging out there for the last 4 hours until midnight. Then I get my pumpkin and go home. What do you think of World Cup coming back to the USA next year? I'm not a huge World Cup guy. I don't really care much for soccer. Um, but if it came out here, was it last year? What was it? It wasn't World Cup. It was some. I was last year. This time I was in Da Nang, Vietnam, and it was Thailand against um, Vietnam, and I don't know if it was World Cup or what it was, but anyway, it was kind of fun to watch at the pubs at the bar there. That was kind of neat, but it's fun to enjoy it with others. If you're going to a bar and watching it live, that's okay. JG would spend 1,000 baht on electrolytes this week. Yeah, I would. Absolutely. Plenty of golf courses in that area. Ballybunion, is that how you pronounce it? Golf Links is nice. Bill Clinton plays there. Oh, nice. Awesome. Good for him. It's probably expensive. And I'm going to have to start saving money if I'm seriously thinking about that golf trip next year. 2 years, 2027, right? Yeah. But that would be perfect. September 2027, I could save up a lot of money. I probably need, what do you think, Kiki and Jasmine? What do you think it would cost for me to spend 10 days out there and be relatively frugal, not overdo it? So the flight, 10 days out there in or near Limerick, do one round of golf at a relatively inexpensive course. Maybe get 1 day pass in the cheap seats somewhere so I can see a little bit of the Ryder Cup, and then and then to spend the rest of the time at the pub with everybody else. What do you think it would cost on average? Bill Clinton is fake Irish. We call him the plastic patty. JFK now, that was a real Irish American. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Clinton's not real Irish, is he? I don't think so. He's from Arkansas, right? Arkan Irish. Oh, since you stayed in Da Nang for a while, what did you dislike about that beach city? Pros and cons. All right, so I love the beach. The beach and the ocean is amazing. The whole boardwalk up and down is really amazing. The food there is great. You've got the beach, you've got the ocean, you got the mountains, you got the river area. You're a 40-minute car ride down to Hoi An, which is another great beach / river area. So you've got some really neat cafes and restaurants along the river there in Hoi An. Neat architecture. It's just so cool there. The cons would be this time of year, it gets cold and windy and rainy. So it can get a little depressing. But the neat thing was the Christmas celebration. You would think, being in a communist / Buddhist country like Vietnam, that they don't do a lot of the commercial style type of Christmas celebrating, but you'd be wrong. They do it commercial. So you hear all the commercial type of Christmas music. You hear the the Mariah Careys and all that, but you also hear the Christian hymn Christmas carols like "Oh Holy Night" and "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear" and Silent Night, Holy Night, and those things, which kind of was really neat for me because you don't hear a lot of that in like in the Philippines during Christmas. All it is the commercial Christmas stuff. It's the Mariah Careys and that. Even in Thailand, you don't hear a lot of the Christian Christmas hymn carols. But in Thailand, you did. At least when I was in Da Nang, you did. So I'm at this coffee shop one day and having my morning coffee, and they have this huge Christmas tree right there, and right as you walk in, and it's all decorated, and it's kind of a neat feeling, neat atmosphere, neat vibe for this Christmas or for this coffee shop. And they're playing Oh Holy Night and Silent Night, and they're playing all that stuff that I grew up listening to and loving, being from the Midwest. And so it just really, and it was cold, it was chilly, and kind of drizzly rain. So it felt like late November in the US, in the Midwest. So it kind of gave me that vibe and that feel. And that was a neat feeling. But the weather kind of can get kind of depressing if you're there too long. And there's a lot of construction going on. So a lot of the sidewalks are covered with sand and cement and stuff. So it can be a little treacherous to walk around. But other than that, it's a neat place. I love it. Will the December 1 40 baht flat daily fare for unlimited rides impact you? MRT Purple Line and SRT Red Line. Is it 40 baht or 20? I heard it was 20, but it's only for locals. So from everything I heard, you have to re-register your card, but you have to show your local ID. So it only applies to locals. It doesn't apply to foreigners. So it's not, unless there's something else that you're talking about that I'm not aware of yet. Nothing's going to change for me, at least. $10,000 all inclusive of flights, hotels, food, but it depends on you. The flight and the hotel would be the most expensive, obviously. Well, I could always sleep on your couch, There's always that option, right? I'd buy a couple of pints of Guinness. Why did you choose the cheap part of Bangkok over the cheap part of other places in Thailand? I just love Bangkok. I love Bangkok. I want to be around the Bangkok area. And I chose the cheap area because at the time I was renting an apartment in Da Nang, Vietnam too. So I was kind of splitting the cost there. But now I'll be spending basically twice what I'm paying here when I move next week or this coming week. People keep saying Da Nang is the Miami of Southeast Asia. Is there any merit to this? First of all, I've never been to Miami. You're not going to see a lot of Cubans in Da Nang. You'll see a lot of Russians, though. I don't know. I don't know if there's. I don't think so because there's seasons in Da Nang. So you have that wet, rainy, cold season that you wouldn't have in Miami. And it's not expensive like Miami is. So I don't know. Maybe just if you just look at the beach alone and just take that into account, yeah, maybe. But I think the comparisons probably end there. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming on board. Hola. Love the channel. Thank you, buddy. Is it Ian or is it James or is it Ian James? We may have another Irishman on board here. If one travels to a place off season, it's like 3 times cheaper, but you get rain or colder weather. I seem to always go places when it's costly, but good weather. Yeah, you got to make up that, you got to decide what you want to travel cheap and live cheap and deal with the weather, or do you want to go when the weather's nice and pay the premium price? Are you aware of Philippine taxes on expats? Philippine taxes on expats. Well, there's a VAT tax. I'm aware of that. Are you talking about like the skin tax where they charge you extra? Yeah, you get that everywhere. You get that here. I mean, if you go to a temple or somewhere that charges an entry, it's going to be right there. It's going to say, Thai locals this much, foreigners this much. Basically, you're going to get charged more. So you're going to get that pretty much anywhere. But it's like that in the U.S., you know? What were the accommodations like in Da Nang? Do they have modern apartments? I'm thinking that will be one of the places be traveling to along with Bangkok. Yeah, they've got modern apartments and it's cheap there too. I stayed in it was a good size apartment, maybe 35 square meters, maybe 38. I can't remember exactly. And I was paying 7 million. I think it was about 7 million Vietnam dong a month. So that was about $270 a month. And it included Wi-Fi. So yeah, you can find some really nice places. Income taxes. Income taxes in. Are you aware of Philippine taxes on expats? Not that. No, I didn't ever. No, I didn't get. They had the reciprocal tax. So if you're retired, you're not going to pay. I don't think the only time you're going to get taxed is if you're actually working in the Philippines. I mean, for like a Philippine company. I don't think you get taxed any other way. My company was based out of the U.S. when I was working there, so I was paying taxes to the U.S. So I didn't pay taxes to the Philippines. So yeah, you don't get taxed. We Irish are out in full force this morning. Hey, all right, Rick's Irish too. No income taxes in the Philippines. Yeah, unless you are generating income in the Philippines. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at here? It's 11:42. We'll go another 18 minutes. We'll go to the top of the hour. Then I'm heading out for lunch. Oh boy, Philippines charges global income taxes. You are wrong. Since when? When do they charge global income tax? I've never heard that before, ever. I don't know. Anyway, the Philippines have increased visa fees substantially. SRVs is quite pricey now if you don't have Social Security or a pension. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And their fees for their tourist visa renewals have gone up substantially. So is this just recently? Because I moved there a year ago this month, moved from there a year ago this month. And when I was there was never an issue with income tax. So unless it was just recently, I hadn't heard anything about that. But somebody could help me on this. Just verified on Chat GPT, not GTP. No, the Philippines does not generally tax foreign sourced income for most foreigners who are not residents for tax purposes. Okay. What if you? So what? So the question would be, what do they determine as a resident? If you're a retiree on a SRRV, would that be considered a resident? And if so, I guess they don't, I know they don't charge or they don't tax you on retirement income like Social Security. So they can't tax you on that. So if you're there as a retiree resident, how would they tax you? Yeah, residence keyword. So, but if you're a resident and if you're a retiree and you're getting a Social Security, you're not getting taxed. I've never heard of that. Philippines has a tax treaty with quite a lot of countries. Yeah, just like Thailand. Thailand has basically the same reciprocal tax treaty as the Philippines does. So I can get my Social Security, my pension here, and not be taxed. What months are the worst for pollution in Bangkok? The first 2 months of the year, January and February. It's burn season up north, so they burn their crops, and if that stuff gets too far south, it can affect Bangkok air quality. So if it does, then take a trip south, go to Phuket or go down to Pattaya or wherever, or get out of the country for a couple of weeks. Um, so last January when I was here, it got really bad, and I've talked about this before. There was 1 week where it was so bad that they decided to make it free to ride the trains, the BTS and the MRT. They wanted to discourage people from driving their vehicles and ride the train so it could help reduce that air quality issue that they had here for that week. So we got to ride the trains for a week, and it was bad, but it wasn't bad to a point where it really affected me. I could tell my eyes would burn a little bit. There were times where I could feel it in my chest a little, but it wasn't to a point where it's like I needed to get out of the city. On the days that it looked really bad, I could look outside and see. It's like, oh, I can see Bangkok from my condo, and I could see the haze over there. So it's like, maybe I'll stay here in the province, or I'll stay indoors today. A domiciled resident, global income, JJ. Okay. Foreigners who are resident aliens living in the Philippines and staying long term are generally taxed only on income sourced from the Philippines. Okay. Foreign sourced income is not taxed unless it is remitted to the Philippines under certain conditions, mainly for residents doing business in the Philippines. Okay. Last burning season, I left for KL. Yeah, I need to go to KL. I haven't been there. I was planning on going this year, but I didn't get a chance to. So hopefully next year. I thought Thailand was going to start taxing foreigners and even taxing Social Security. Isn't that part of the new 180-day rule? Not that I'm aware of. The There is that 180-day rule that money coming in to Thailand can be taxed, but that's still a really gray area, and I'm not sure on the whole thing about that, what they consider money coming into Thailand. But still, you're not going to get taxed for your pension or your Social Security. Any retirement income won't be taxed unless they change it. They're always talking about changing everything, so you never know. It is global, Geo, just not enforced. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be doing my research on Chat GPT. Yeah. Hush, Kiki. I would double check any info produced by LLMs. Do you use Rabbit Card? Yes, I do. Many mistakenly believe using the Rabbit Card is the best method when using the BTS, but if traveling to many places, the one-day pass with unlimited rides is the most economical method. Right. If you're planning on traveling a lot in one day, yes, I would do that. But I'm not sure how much that costs. If you know, Steve, what the cost of getting that one-day pass, let me know. Because it wouldn't bother, it wouldn't help me because I don't do that much traveling all in one day. I would, Like the most I've ever traveled, I think in one day is probably I spend maybe 100 baht total. LLMs usually have data collection cut of dates. KL is so clean, so many beautiful parks and even better infrastructure than here. What's the cost of living like there, Geo? And why wouldn't somebody want to live there over Bangkok? Because you live in Bangkok now. So tell me why you chose Bangkok over KL. Economical method. In the Philippines, after 6 months, they tax you globally. I've never ever heard that before. That's completely new to me. So I don't know. I lived there 3 years, but it was always on a tourist visa. So I would go and I'd leave. Every 4 or 5 months, I'd go travel to Thailand or Vietnam and come back, and my whole process would start over again. But I've never ever heard of being taxed. I have yet to meet any foreigner paying taxes in the Philippines unless working jobs in the Philippines. Yeah. When I worked in the Philippines, I paid 30% on my income. But you worked in the Philippines for a school, a language school in the Philippines, right? I said, "Hi, Geo." Sorry, I was researching, not reading the comments. Thank you, sir. May I have another? You two are great. 150 baht for an all-day pass. Okay, so yeah, if I were to like decide like I'm going to do a day. Now, does that include the card and the 100? I mean, you just buy the card for 150 and you get unlimited. And does it include both the BTS and the MRT, or just one or the other? Because like the Rabbit card, you can't use it on the MRT. You can use it on the monorails, like the MRT outside my condo here. It's an above ground monorail. I can use my Rabbit card, but if I take the Asok uh, subway MRT from Asok station or the Sukhumvit station to Ramen 9, which is 2 stops, that's where I get off to go to my school. I have to pay that. My Rabbit card doesn't work, or I can use my Visa. But that's 20 baht. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, if I ever decided like I'm gonna do an all day thing, I'm gonna do trips, from here to Siam, and go to Central World or whatever, or go to um, Chatuchak Market, and then from there I'm going to go to um, Selam and go to the mall there, and then from there I'm going to go to the river and check out and do all these trips, and it'll all be on the train, and maybe I'll be spending 250 baht if I use the Rabbit card or whatever. Yeah, that's probably a good idea if you're going to do a lot of tourist trips to do the 1 day pass. But for me, it's like I don't do that much traveling each day. I maybe spend 100 baht a day total. Malaysia does not really have an affordable retirement visa for most expats. Okay, but you can do 90 days, and then can you extend, or do you have to leave the country and come, and can you come right back and do another 90 days, kind of like in Vietnam, how they do it in Vietnam? The average monthly income for Thailand is 450 US to 470. So why can't I live there under 1,000 a month? Well, if you want to live like a Thai, yeah, you can. But do you really want to live like a Thai? That's like I get this all the time. It's like people in the Philippines. Oh, the average income for a Filipino is 250 US dollars a month. So why can't I live there for 250? Yeah, you absolutely can. But are you going to be happy? I wouldn't. There's no way in hell I would live for $500 a month or $250 a month or whatever. I would hate it. I would be miserable. Um, That's just not me. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, if you want, yeah, go ahead. Okay. I hadn't heard. So yeah, Malaysia has a 3-month visa. Yeah. Yeah. But can you go in, stay 3 months? Can you extend, or do you have to leave and then come back? And are you able to leave and come back and do 3 months right away? That would be my question. Kind of like in Vietnam, you can do that. A few days ago, I was playing about with Tinder passport mode, set it to Yangon, Myanmar. My Tinder blew up. Booked a flight there in 2 weeks. Good for you, Rick. Let me know how it goes. But you know what? There's so many beautiful girls here in Thailand that are from Myanmar. They work here. I see them at the bars all the time. They're waitresses at the bars, and they're from Myanmar, but they came over here because it's the country is in bad shape over there. So be careful over there. I hope you're safe. I don't want you to get into trouble. I work directly for a company in the Philippines, so they automatically withheld taxes. Okay, cool. Did you have to file income tax, both Philippines and US back then? Or just because they took the money out of your pay automatically, did you even need to file in the Philippines? I thought not safe. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not safe to go um, to Myanmar. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would go there or not. I would. Here's what I would do. I would find a girl and then say, "Hey, let's meet in Thailand." Do it that way. Please share how the Myanmar trip goes. Met nicest people from there when I was in Bangkok. Is it safe to go there? Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting to find out. Some of the prettiest and sweetest waitresses in Bangkok are from Myanmar. Yeah. Booked via agency. They told me government controlled areas are relatively safe, especially if you stay within main tourist areas such as Yangon City itself, Bagan, Mandalay. Mandalay, okay. Um, relatively safe. Relatively is a relative word. They don't generally let you extend. Okay. Can you do a quick border run and come back and start over again? That's my question. You can come back, yes, but probably only a couple of times a year. Oh, okay. So you can theoretically do 6 months here in Thailand, 6 months in Myanmar or in Malaysia. You need to share with us your trip. Yeah, definitely, Rick. Let us know how it goes. I did the same thing, but for different countries. Yes, if you are a foreigner, many women like you, but it's true. They look at you as an opportunity. Yeah, just don't get scammed. Watch out. We'll definitely report back. Awesome. If you get to Rick, if you get to Thailand, if you get to Bangkok, let us know. I'd love to do an interview with you, and let's if you're willing to share your experiences with your Tinder dating, I would love to do a. That would be a great video. The truth about Myanmar and dating. I would love to do that. All right, we got 2 minutes till the top of the hour. We're going to wrap up here in about 2 minutes, guys. Um, if there's anything else you guys want to cover before, let me know. Don't forget tomorrow morning, I'll post my video on ranking the top 16 or the 16 places I visited in Southeast Asia. There, watch that and put in the comments below if there's places that aren't on the list. It's either because I haven't visited them yet, or I haven't been there long enough um, to have an opinion on whether it's good or not. But put in where you would like me to visit, and maybe we'll get a part two list going in a few months down the road. But anyway, Tinder owns all the other dating sites. Do they own Thai Friendly? I don't think they own Thai Friendly because what's the Philippine version of Thai Friendly? Pina Love. Pina Love owns Thai Friendly. And then there's a Vietnam version of that also, but I don't think Tinder owns it. Not that I'm aware of. I never had any good luck. Yeah, Pina Love. I never had any luck with Tinder, to be honest with you. I tried it, and it kept shutting me down. I would get on, I'd do the photo thing to verify my account, to certify everything, and then like the next day, I get a notification, your account's been locked until we verify it's you, and then I would get like 100 likes the first day I was on, and then they'd lock my account down, then they'd open it back up. And then when they opened it back up, it was like I was shadow banned. I didn't get nobody liked, no likes at all. It's like, what the hell? And they did that to me twice. So it's like, screw Tinder. I'm never doing it again. So I was done. So, all right, guys, we're all caught up. I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for coming on this morning. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm heading out to lunch and heading to Central World, and make sure you check that video out tomorrow. It'll post at 6:45, I think, is when I posted. 6:45 Thai time, and it'll be central. It'll be the time changes, so it'll be 6:45 p.m. Saturday night. No, it won't be. I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be 6:45 p.m. Sunday night in the U.S. Eastern time. So because of the time change, so it'll be exactly 12 hours difference. Let's get caught up here. Oops, missed it. Oh, see how you are? And I went an hour later for you, and you still missed it. Good day. All right, guys. Looking better. Yeah, feeling much better. Thanks. Pina Love is full of scammers from what I've heard. Yeah, you just got to be careful. I should do a video on that too, on my experience with that. Thumbs up, guys. Yeah, do that. Give me a thumbs up before you leave, and we'll see you guys next Sunday in my new place. And tomorrow morning, I got my new video coming out. And until next time, you guys live life, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.